Hi everyone, this is Miss Karen from the North Riverside Public Library. Today I have a craft for you, and this is going to be my infamous bookmarks that I have made at the library for everyone to share. I've left them at the circulation desk in the past. Of course, they're not being shared now because of our pandemic, but I wanted to show and share everybody how I make them. So you can actually recycle your greeting cards and Christmas cards that are coming your way after the holiday. Even birthdays and anniversaries, or you can make these cards out of basically any greeting card. These are the ones I've made. I'm going to show you here. These are the ones I've made. Merry Christmas. And then, of course, we have snow. There we go. And then this is my lattice style as well. But I'm going to show you how you can create out of different ways and how you can possibly get two out of one card, which is really kind of fun. So these are typically what I make. And all you need is greeting cards. I have several here. Of course, the fronts of them, the more picturesque colors of any greeting card whatsoever. Any card can be made out of a bookmark. Any of them, any of these bookmarks can be made out of anything, especially if it has something full on the front, or if it has, say, for instance, some writing on here. I'll show you how to trim those out, and something straight down the middle, like these. Very easy to do. Okay, you'll need recycled gift card or greeting cards and pieces of yarn for the tassel. I would say about yay big or so. Maybe about six to 8 inches, because you're going to fold them in half and you're going to tie them. So you want them long enough so you can actually knot them and create a tassel. So probably 6 to 8 inches, probably 8 inches or so, I would say would be sufficient. Any color is good. You can usually mix and match or go with what you have in your house just to attach a tassel on the bookmark as well. And we're going to need scissors. If you have a hole punch, great. If not, I'll show you how you can actually make a hole punch without a hole punch. And if you have any type of scissors with decorative edges on them, those are helpful. You do not have to have them at all. You can definitely cut them jaggedy and create your own design on the end of the on the edges of the bookmark. So I'll also demonstrate that as well. All right, this one I'm going to start first, and this one's going to be an easy one where we're going to cut out the middle of it, and then we'll put a hole punch on the top, and then we'll put some yarn on it. So this one is rather easy. So what we're going to do, I will cut with a regular scissors, and you can do this any way you want. You can make it wavy. You don't even need to have any of these edge. If you don't have an edge scissors with decorative edges, you do not need those. This is what I made perfectly out of scissors. You just curve it. You can do scissor cuts, whatever you just would like to do. We just happen to have these in stock at the library. And then, of course, I'm going to cut this edge here. Basically, you want to center it and make it wide enough so you actually have the words on here, because you can give this as a gift. So I cut the side over here, and now I'm going to cut this side here on the edge. And this, of course, straight edge is also a plus. Okay, so there you go. You have a wavy edge here, and then you have a designer cut here from the scissors. All right, that is simple enough. Then you take a hole punch, and you can punch a hole here. Or what you could do is very simply fold it in half gently like this. And then put a little cut in here, a little slit. Okay. And then you can actually fold it gently in half here like this. And then snip it here on the edge like this. We're right across the other one that you had. So there you go. You have a hole. It's not really a hole, but it's a slit. You can see it right there. And then I'm going to take my yarn, 6 to 8 inches, and I'm going to fold it in half like that. You have your loop on the bottom here. That end is going to go right through the hole or the slit. You can get it through. We're going to get this through. Okay, there you go. You got it through. And you have this end here, and you have the loop right through. So what you do is you take the two ends and you feed it through the loop like that. And then you snug it like that. Pull it a little bit snug. And then you make a knot at the end so it doesn't fray. Okay, did I do it? There we go. Just like that. And there you go. You have one bookmark that is ready to go for a friend. And you can write something on the back if you'd like, to a friend or a family member, whatnot. This is a great gift if you're going to give them a book. Also, this is a good idea. And you can actually make these as gift tags as well if you'd like. You can actually cut it here and then write to and from on the back. But if you like to keep it as a bookmark, a long one, you can also leave it like this. Okay, I'll put this one aside. Now this one here, this is a Christmas card. Of course, you're gonna rip off the back end of it. And I find myself trimming the ends if I'm going to use the entire side. But I'm going to actually just utilize and cut the ends here instead of using the entire piece. You want to get the focal point basically. So this is what I'm going to be doing with my decorative edges. You want to make sure you can eyeball it or you can use a ruler if you'd like and just pencil it that you're going to be trimming, say about here. But I usually eyeball it and I trim it just under the words. There you go. Try and keep a straight line. Rulers are helpful with a pencil. There you go. I got my edge. Now, I don't need that. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side here. Not to trim any of this because this is absolutely gorgeous. And then you just trim just outside of the box. Not too close because you want to have this as a focal point. So there we go. There you go. That's how easy it can be. And I'm going to use my hole punch. I'm going to center it and do a hole punch right here. And this is what it normally would look like. And I am going to add a white tassel. Fold it in half like this. Put it through here, the hole, and make sure your loop is available right there. You take your two ends and you put them through like that. And then you just tighten it a little bit. There's your tassel. Oops. And then you make a knot at the end. And make it, there you go, just like that. And if you really want to be creative, you can actually pull apart the ends of the yarn. And all these cards that I'm using right now have been donated most graciously from our patrons. Thank you so, so much. We use them for crafts, and the yarn has been donated to the library as well. Scrap, we use scrap pieces, knotted stuff. We prefer not to have it knotted, but I unravel them and then I put them into small balls so we can actually use them. So this is what our bookmark would look like. Pretty easy to follow. Now I am going to make one that has a design or writing on the entire one. This is the one I would choose to make a lattice, which is this design. And I'm going to show this to you piece by piece. Of course, you're going to trim the ends. Make sure it's not ripped or raveled. Just make sure it's a clean edge on both ends. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold it in half. Some of these cards are very thick, and it may be a little hard for you to fold them in half. They tend to stay better if they're thicker. There we go. Do I have it? There we go. You can see how it's bunching up like that. You fold it in half like that. Okay? Just like a card. Fold it in half lengthwise. Okay? You're going to do it again. Okay? You're going to fold it. I guess it doesn't matter if you fold it with the two ends or here. But cutting it's going to be a different story. So you can fold it over one more time. Try and be as even as you can. And I have done that. Okay. And you kind of crease it so it doesn't look too messy. There you go. So it's basically in four. Okay. So you have a whole card. You fold that in half like this. And then you fold that one in half like this. Okay. Now you have your lettering. So what you want to do is take your scissors, and on the folded end is where you're going to cut. Okay. You're going to cut an odd number of slits, and you're going to cut towards the front. Okay. I am going to, and you want to do it on an angle, but you don't go all the way through. You want to go about that far away from the edge. You do not want to get to the edge. You want to be a little bit away from it because you do want to fold it up. But do not cut through. Just be careful of that. Okay. And you you cut it on an angle, and you're going to cut it 5 different times or 7 times or whatever. If you want to do a long one, you could do 7, depending on how big the card is. Or if you want to do 5, just to have 5 in the middle. And I'm going to choose to do 5. All right. So I'm going to cut to the corner. You can see how I did this. Okay, you're not going to cut through. You're just going to cut on an angle. So you're going to do 4 more cuts like this, about maybe 1/4 of an inch away from each other. And you do the same thing. Don't cut to the end. You can see how I did it. Okay, 3 more times. Okay, like that. 2 more times. There you go. 1, 2, 3, 4. I could go actually 5 or 7 actually, since you'll have some room on the bottom. So let's see how that looks. You don't have to do 7. You don't have to do 5. It's what you prefer. Okay, you're not going to cut through all the way. Remember, you're going to cut near the edge. And of course, if you'd like to do a ruler with a penciling, so you know not to go past it, be my guest, if that helps you. So I see that I have a lot of card left, and I cut 5 slits, and I'm going to actually add 2 more. Okay, that's number 6, and I'm going to do number 7. Do the same thing. Okay, and then you're going to open up your card like this. Okay, you have they look like V's. That's what they're going to be turning out to look like. Okay, I'm going to turn it up this way so I can see what I'm doing. And what you're going to do is you're going to take the third cut. 1, 2, 3. You can see this. 1, 2, 3. Okay, you are going to take this and fold it up evenly like that. And then you're going to tuck it under the first one like this, just like that. And there you go. That is basically how you do it. So I'll do this one here to show you. Okay, that's number 3. This is 4, and this is number 5. So you want to take the odd numbers and fold them up like this. Even Steven, like that. And then you tuck it between number 3. Okay, just like that. And then you're going to take number 7. So this is number 6, this is number 7, which is your last. This is why you have odd numbers of cuts. Okay, this is number 7. You can see how the back end of this is coming through to the front. That's why I chose this one to be the lattice. I have both designs on this. So there you go. And you fold it a little bit. You can put it in a book and flatten it if it helps. And this is how you do this. Easy peasy. I will take this off. I'll flip them out again and show you. Okay. Very simple to do. Scissors, and you can eye it like I usually eye it, or you can measure it yourself. Okay. So pretend this was not cut. This is front of a card. You fold it in half like that. Then you fold it again like that. Then, showing you the top of the card, you're going to cut up towards the top of the card. And you can do 5 or 7. Sometimes 9 if you really choose to. If you want to have wider lattice, that's fine. But usually about 1/4 of an inch is the way to go, maybe 1/2 inch or so. Eyeing it. I mean, it's trial and error. This is how I learned. And then you open it up. You cut it up. I'm sorry. You fold it like this, and then you cut them up on an angle like this, up towards the top of the card. You can tell this is the top of the card. And then you open up the card like this. And then you take the odd number. Number 1, you can't, this is number 1. You can't really flip that up because there's nothing above it. So you take the third one, which is here, right here. Oops. And you get both of them. Not just one, you get both of them. The back and the front. And then you take number 1 up here and you tuck it under like that. And then this is number 4, and this is number 5 right here. And you fold that up like this, even Steven, like that. If it's gonna go, there we go. And then you tuck that under number 3, just like that. And the last one is number 5. Fold it up like that, and you tuck it under number 3. Wait a minute, number 5. Sorry. 1, 3, 5, and 7. That's the 7 cuts. 1 cut, 3rd cut, 5th cut, and 7th cut. And this is how your bookmark looks. Then, of course, you can make a hole on the top with a hole punch or cutting it like I showed you. And get your yarn ready. I chose blue to go with this. You can go with white. White goes with everything. And of course, you're going to do the same thing as before. You put the looped end in first, and then you tuck in the 2 ends through the loop, and then you pull it snug a little bit. Not too much because you may end up ripping the hole. And then you make a knot at the end. Okay, let's see if I can get this. I don't get that. Okay, let's try it again. Here we go. It's kind of hard because I think this one's a little bit shorter, but you can still do it. There we go. And then snug it a little bit. You can move the knot up a little bit. There you go. And then you can unravel it as you like. And this is what a lattice would look like. It's a little bit more tedious, but it can be done. It's very easy. Once you do it, it's like riding a bike. You'll know it right away. All right. I am going to show you a greeting card that has wording up here that I don't want to share. I mean, I don't think it's necessary to have the writing on all of them, but you choose if you want. I'm going to use a different edge, and I'm going to cut right down the middle. What you want to do is get your focal point. So the center of the poinsettia is about here. So you want to move your hands to about here. Okay, so you look at the focal point. You can do this with your ruler, that's fine too. And then you trim it down the end. Use a ruler if you don't feel good about it, or eye it like me. Now normally I would use this as another end because it got beautiful colors, and I would trim off the end here, but this one I can actually do that because this one was bent. I could trim off the top of it. So I'm going to trim off the edge. This is where you can get multiple bookmarks out of one card. Okay. And you continue to stay right on the other side of the edge, and this way you cut it off. Now this is bent here. This is how I received it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut off the tip of it like that. And there's your bookmark. And then you put a hole punch in here. And of course, you can put another string in there, yarn. And there you go. And then you tie it like this. Whoops. There you go. Just like that. Now this is out of just one card. Now this part, to put this aside. Now you can make it different sizes, of course. since I have the center of the poinsettia and I'm going to pretty much cut right here. You can make them as wide or as thin as you like. I have done thin ones, thinner than this, just to catch the vibrance of the colors in the card. So I'm going to cut this one a little bit wider. As you can see, I still have the writing on here. And cut it straight down. There you go. Now I have writing on here that I don't want on here at all. And all you need to do is pretty much clip it off. There we go. Sure, it's a little bit shorter than this one, but you have the beauty of the leaves and the flower itself. Do the same thing. You put a hole punch in, and then you put your string on. Okay. You can also do the tassels longer if you choose to do that. That is fine. Okay. And I have a little knot there. Right there. And this is, I got 2 bookmarks out of 1 card. It's pretty simple, not hard to do. Um, Again, if you don't have the decorative edging scissors, you can always use a regular scissors and cut jagged or zips in and out, or curvies, however you like. This is a very simple craft to do, and it's actually beneficial for you and family members and friends. All right, I'll put those aside. Now, here is another one quickly I was going to do. The wording on here. Of course, not all wording can be cut off, and you want to demonstrate that this is something for the holidays. Of course, you can see was cut or ripped off pretty jagged. So you want to cut off a clean edge on the card. Okay, so now you have a straight edge. Now here is this card can actually be done with 2. I'm going to take care of getting, let's say, I'm going to do the happy holidays, and I'm going to go, say about just below the red bow. And then I'm going to cut also from here and here. So I'm just eyeballing this as I do it. I'm cutting the edge, not to cut any of the writing off, just the edge so you make the edge pretty. You don't have to, but this is decorative if you choose to do that. Okay, now that's ready. This one's ready to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut just above the H and eye it to the red bow. So I'm going to try and stay as close as I can to the holiday word. And I'm going to be cutting just under the bow. You can see where I'm coming so close to the bow. And there you go. You have a bookmark. Again, hole punch it, and you put your string on it. Now this one can be a second one. This could be definitely a tag. It can be purposeful for a gift tag, or it can be twofold and have a bookmark as well as a gift. Now I want to capture this wreath, so I cut. You can see where I cut over here, and I don't want to cut off much of the green, so I'm going to make this a wide bookmark and go just above the green of the wreath and try and stay even. If you're not even, you can always trim it to make it even. It happens. And then I'm going to cut. Now you can see how this came in. You see, you got part of a wheel with snow. And then this could be a winter bookmark with a wreath if you choose to do that. And then to brighten the red, to bring the red out, you can do a red yarn. Okay, do that. Simple. And then you tie a little knot at the end. And there you go. You have 2 bookmarks that are ready to go for friends and family and neighbors. Book tag as well, but these are the bookmarks that I cut for the patrons at the library. Of course, this one I was going to do a full lattice one, exactly. Since this would be a very wide, you can make it a wide one, a wide bookmark. But I made it. I was gonna make the lattice just like this one here, clean cut here. I'm gonna do this quickly. You have the gold and you have the red, and that's what the benefit is. Okay. If you choose to, you can also trim the 2 edges with a decorative scissors as well. You don't have to, but that's also something you might want to do. And then you fold it again like this. Okay. Take my scissors. Okay, I have a little bit of a strip. It's going to actually flatten out when I open it up like this. So this is the top of the card, and I'm going to do 5 strips. I'm going to do 5 this time instead of 7. There we go. 2, 3, 4. There you go. Okay. You open it up carefully and you flatten it out. Okay. You can also turn it over if you choose to. Okay, I'm going to take the third one. So this is number 1, 2, 3, right here. Oops. This second V is going to stay stationary. You're going to fold it up to the center like that. And then you're going to tuck it under number 1. There you go. That one's done. Then you skip this next one, and then you're going to do number 5. Okay. Try and make it even Steven if you can, like that. And then you're going to tuck it under number 3, like that. So you have a smaller one. Instead of having 3, you have 2. And again, hole punch, and then you tie in your yarn. So there you go. Bookmarks are pretty easy to make out of greeting cards, any type of greeting cards, but with the holiday season around, this is where we made these bookmarks for the patrons in the past couple of years. And we had some throughout the year, flowers, and tried to do some seasonal things that were appropriate for the time of year. But this is what I made. This is for anybody to do. This is very simple to do. You do not need to have a specialized scissors. You can make them straight if you like. You don't have to make them decorative, but this is how I did them. And you can make them your own personal best. And this should do it. So I hope you enjoyed it, and we will see you again next time. Take care. Bye-bye.